little book that I made, and I thought I would film it a little bit to show you how it turned out. So this is what I was thinking, and this is done with all leftover pieces of retro that I had from a journal that I've made recently, and from the Sassy, I forget, the Retro Sass Design, and I had a few pieces left, and so I added it in here. It is so adorable. So I made it look old and ragged, but it is so sweet, so sweet. And it just I don't know, just makes the book. Just makes the book. And all it was started with this kind of idea, a blank slate. So for those of you who want to see how I make it, just continue watching this video because it'll be right there. Thank you for watching. Hi everybody. I'm making these little journal books, mini journal books, to add into my journals and so forth. And I thought maybe some of you would be interested in making these. They're simple to make. It makes a cute little booklet, and you might be saying, well, why would I need that? Well, you can add this in your journal. Like I said, you could put some little love notes in there and drop it in your kids' lunchbox. You could, you know, make a hole here and then put a chain on it and put some positive quotes and put it in your on a chain and put it as a charm on your pocketbook. So many different things. But you're going to need to make this. You're going to need, I'm going to show you, it's a real quick little tutorial, and it's something that comes in handy. Comes in handy for an embellishment. You're going to need an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and you're also going to need, let me see here if I have one just handy, a piece of 4.5 by 5.5 cardstock. If you have paper that has color, you can use that too. You do not necessarily need to use cardstock. So let's get started. You're going to cut 4 pieces of your paper at 2 1/8. Okay? And make sure these are all the same, because you're going to fold them and whatnot, and they have to be the same size, or else you're not going to have some straight pages. So here you're cutting it 3 times on this sheet, which should give you 4 pieces of paper like that. Okay? There you go. 4 pieces. You take the 4 pieces, and each piece you do the same thing. You're going to fold it in half like this. Then you're going to open it up, take this part, and fold it like this. And I would not suggest that you take it and fold it both, because when you fold both pieces of paper, what happens is you don't have an even fold, because it gives you a little bit more bulk, so it just makes sense that it wouldn't fold equally. So then you're going to take this piece and fold it on top of here, like that. Okay, let me close up the camera here so you can see this a lot better. I didn't realize it was back. Okay, so as I said, you fold it in half. You end up having 2 pieces like this. Then you take your piece and you fold it in the middle, like that. And you make sure that it's folded straight. Then you take this piece and then you fold it down, like that. So you end up having something that looks like this. Okay? If you open it up, you have all the same pieces, same size. So you do that to the 4 pieces. Now what I mean by don't try folding it all together is, I know that I thought of this. I thought, oh, well, this is cool. I'm going to fold it like this, and then I'm going to fold it like this again, and then like this again. Well, this part becomes too thick, and it doesn't end up folding it properly. So I would recommend that you do it 1 piece at a time. Again, is by folding this half. Folding, it just takes a few seconds to fold it in the middle like that. Like that. just like so. And then you fold this piece in like this, and again like this. So let me do the two other pieces while I'm off camera to save on time, and I'll be right back. All right, so now I have my 4 pieces that are all folded up. I'll take my bone folder at this point, and then I just burnish it down just to make those nice and crisp, and because when you first fold them, they'll come out like this. So I just find that flattens them out, and it makes it to work so much better, I think. So let me see here. Let me put this piece back together like this and burnish it like this. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take each piece, and yes, you're going to open them up again like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to attach each piece to each other like a chain. So this piece is up, you're going to take the piece that's down and attach it. And then the same thing. So take your glue out and just add, you can use some tape if you like. I like the glue because I find the glue, for me, it gives me more room to move and try to make it more straight. I tried the tape, and although it goes faster, doesn't necessarily make a nicer fold. So it just takes a minute. You'll attach all 4 pieces, and then this piece goes down. So now I'm going to want to have this piece go up, and I'm going to attach that. Oops. Nice and straight. Want your page to be nice and straight. And my last piece here, which was, this one goes up, this one goes down. I'm all set. Put a little bit of glue. I always rub the ends of my other paper in the glue because the glue is always too thick. I always put too much. In the same time, it locks the edge here onto the other part. Okay, so now I have all this. So at this point, what you do is you fan fold it, like in, just like you would by making a rosette or something like that. You fold it, and you're going to see, try to keep it straight if you can. The straighter, the nicer the book, I say, you know, because your edges are more even. But sometimes it's hard. I haven't mastered it to be totally straight as of yet, but doesn't mean that it's not possible, because I know it's possible. Oops, I keep going off camera here. Sorry about that, guys. Put that on so I can use it again. And all I'm using here is Elmer's, not super glue, but, oh gosh, not the super glue, it's the white glue, but then the higher grade, so it's not like a school glue. It's, I just went blank. But anyway, so you end up with a fan fold, a long fan fold. Now at this point, if you wanted to make 2 small books instead of 1 big one, take it and just take yourself a good pair of scissors and then cut it where you want it to be, like in half. You know, you can obviously make a mark and follow the mark, but then you end up with a small book like that. You know, this is what I did to, I just wanted a small one for one particular project. That's exactly how I did it. But anyway, so we have, going back to this one, this is what we have. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to take and glue every second piece, okay? So not this one, not the first one. You're going to go, starting from the third at the beginning, you are going to glue just the edge, like that, okay? And then you end up doing the same thing on the second one here. You end up gluing this together. See how it's folding together, guys? You 1, 2, I do it again here. And then I go 1, 2, I do it again here. 1, 2, I do it again here. This, the reason you're only gluing the back end, is this is going to become the back end of your book. So if you glue the whole thing, it's you're not going to have flexibility in your pages. So this gives you some flexibility in your pages by doing it this way. It's really simple. And is it fun? Yep. Everything about crafting is fun. See right here, I might have to trim it. Mine, I didn't do it exactly straight the way I should have. But as in crafting, there are no mistakes. You can always fix it. And then we call it creative, eh? Creative situations there. I'm going to do this one and do it like this. Okay, and then I'm going to keep this one open for the cover, like that. So I also take glue all. Elmer's glue all is what I was trying to think of the name. I knew I couldn't remember. So then I'm going to burnish it just to spread that glue, because you know darn well you're going to have glue on the spine here. Okay, so you end up with a little book like this. Okay, so now that you have your little booklets made, you know everything is glued and burnished and everything else. You're going to take a piece of cardstock or a piece of paper, really doesn't matter, as long as your cardstock isn't too thick, because the book is too small. If it's too thick, it'll make it chunky. You take that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so then you take this and you put it on the 8 and on the 4 1/4, and you score it down to 1 1/8, all the way down, and you go again at 3 1/4. 3 1/4, and you bring it all the way down. So you should have something that looks like this. Okay? Now you're going to flip it over, and then you're going to score at 2 5/8. Well, no, you're going to start at 1 1/8. Sorry, 1 1/8. Then you're going to go at 2 5/8. Then you're going to go at 2 7/8. Then you're going to go at 4 1/4 again. Okay? So you end up with something looking like this, almost like looking like the inside of a box, I guess, or whatever. So you can see, you end up having this little piece here in the middle, and that's going to become your spine. So now you're done with your scoreboard. You are ready to fold. You're going to fold the inside. Now, I'm hoping this is going to be the right length. Yep, should work. What I normally do, in this case, when I've done the 2 center pieces, a lot of times I'll come back, if I'm not sure, especially if I haven't folded my paper like even, I don't want it to be too high. So what I do is I'll measure it like this, and I'll put a little line here and a little line there, and then my booklet can fit inside. But in this case, this is the measurement it should be if it's folded right. All right? So then you fold it in, you fold it this way, you fold it this way, and then you fold the edge like this. Okay? So now you have something looking like this, which ends up being the cover of your booklet. Just need to fold it really well with all the sides, and you end up having something looking like this. Looks like a little book. And then all you do when you come to this, you'll take your cover here. I'm just going to trim mine a bit because I didn't cut mine properly. And that's all I do, is I just cut it up like this. So now I know it'll fit in here, no problem. So the end that is all glued together, I'll add it in like that. Now I find these are too long. That's when I learned it, that's what they did. And they just took the cover here, and then they end up putting the cover inside like this, pulling it back, and adding this side in here like that, pushing it in, and there you go, guys. You have yourself a book. Do a little bit of burnishing, and you have your book, and it's done. Now if you don't like this long piece inside, you can cut it down a little bit. It's up to you. Or another thing that you can do too is you can cut the corners like this. So this is the same as that, and you can do it, it'll end up being like this. So then when you cut it, you can cut a bit of the ends off if you wish, and you can cut it in a V on each side. All I did was snip out a little corner, and it makes it easier to put the pages in, especially if you have arthritis in your hands or something that you can't maneuver very well. This is a good way of, to work your way around it. So this is the little book, and from this point, it's up to you what you want to do. From this point, you can put a little closure on it, you can put a little ribbon on it, you can make a hole with a crocodile and end up putting a loop and a chain, like I said, and make a charm. If you were going to make a little closure for it, you can make one just by making a little hole in the cover here, a little hole in the cover there, running 2 little ribbons or little ropes, tying it close. And this is a nice size because you can actually write things in it. And it's really cute, guys. Like, I mean, what can I say? I like it, and I've used it many times. And I hope you will try that too. And if there are any questions at all, don't hesitate to call me, to contact me. And look how cute that makes it. It makes almost like a little library, eh? But anyway, this is Yvonne, and I'm signing off. And I hope you have yourself a creative day, a creative long weekend that's coming up. And but most of all, be happy, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.